Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Hi, Gopi, Priya, Teja, Vinod, everyone. All right, so hope everyone are doing good. And thank you again for coming all the way here to join my classes. Again, welcome to the AWS classes until we finish the demos. Okay, all right. So hope everyone are doing good. So let's jump on. So how many of you new today? Okay, fantastic. Online? So all are our old and beautiful students, huh? All right, so very good. So those who are new, you will get the recordings, okay? So just go through it. We just started classes a couple of days back. We were going through the basics. Okay, now, so let's have a quick shootout round. Ready? What did we discuss yesterday? Oh, correct, Priya. But we'll talk on that also. Ready for shootout? Huh? I want online everyone to put the message, and here also offline I can see you. I can see you. Huh? All right. So browser require two things. What are those? IP address and then host name. Okay. What are we giving to the browser? Host name. So can you give me the example? Google.com. Okay. So, okay, before that, let me ask you before class also. Let's see whether it's in your brains or not. Huh? So what is a client? Which request a resource? What is a server? Which respond to the resource? Very good. So how many types of client server architectures are there? Three types. What are those? 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier. So which one is dead? Which one is not recommended for protection? In 2 tier, how many layers are there? What are those? Client layer and then server layer. So in server layer, we are keeping application and database on the same machine. Is it recommended? No. So if you keep it, what will happen? Performance issues will happen. That meaning fight will happen. So do you recommend this to your production environment? No. Do you know the difference between different kind of environments? What are the environments that we have? Development environment, test environment, pre-prod and prod environment. So this 2 tier architecture is secure? No. So then we'll go to 3 tier. In 3 tier, how many layers are there? 3 layers. What are those? Client layer, application layer, database layer. What is an application server? Where the application is hosted is called application server. What is database server? Where the database is hosted called database server. Simple. So two devices or two servers can communicate with each other using what? IP address and then host name. Very good. What is IP address? A unique identifier for a device in the network. What is host name? Name of the server. So the application server should be in public network or private network? Private network. So if it is private, clients can communicate directly to private server? No. What do you need to put? What is web server? Yes, which stays a request and then redirect to the application server. Fantastic. Good. Then come. So browser require two things. What are those? IP address and then host name. Okay. So we are giving the google.com. So browser will talk to whom first? Which local DNS. And before that, what is DNS? Domain name server. Very good. What is domain name server? It keep tracks of host name and then IP addresses. Or also we can say it will convert the host name to IP, IP to host name. Very good. So the browser will talk to whom? Local DNS. From there, the request will go to RNS. What is RNS? Root name server. What does the RNS will do? Identify whether it is going to .com or .org. So then the request will go to top level domain. Can we say .com is a top level domain? Yes. Good. So in .com, how many websites will be there? Millions of websites. Inside this millions of websites, we need to have google.com. So who is the guy who will be shouting that to come to google.com? Name server. Which one? Name server. So from the name server, the request will go to SOA. What is the full form of SOA? Startup Authority. Who has the IP address? SOA has the IP address, and the IP address will be given all the way back to the browser. And from here, the request will go to Google company. So before going to the Google company, who is the guy who will be standing? Firewall. What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. One more time. What is firewall? Which stops unauthorized access to the network. Fantastic. So can we say firewall will either allow or deny? Fantastic. And then from the firewall, the request will go to load balancer. What is load balancer? Which distribute the traffic to the multiple servers. Fantastic. And from the load balancer, request will go to web server. From web server, it will go to app server. App server to database server. Again, once the data is fetched from DB to app server, application server to web server to load balancer to firewall to browser. Injected? Did you revise? Tell me honestly. If you revise also, no problem. If you revise or don't revise, no problem. But it should be in your head. That's it. Okay? Very nice. So, few questions here. Few more questions. Which is the protocol used to connect to the Windows machines? Louder. RDP. Which one? RDP. What's the full form of RDP? Remote Desktop Protocol. What is the port number? 3389. Which one? 3389. Which is the protocol used to connect to the Linux machines? SSH. What's the port number? 22. So which is the protocol used to connect to my website securely? HTTP? Yes. Fantastic. What is the port number? 443. So what is the protocol to connect to my website unsecurely? HTTP. Port number? Super. No words, right? Very good. So guys, I'm very happy. So please concentrate like this. Please follow like this. So AWS will be, I'll make it very easy for you. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Nana, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So yesterday we touched about the protocols, no? So what are the protocols? HTTP, HTTPS, we discussed about this, correct? So let us take a little bit deeper on these protocols, because when we go deeper into the concept in AWS, not only in AWS, anywhere you go, definitely you need to know about the protocols. What is the protocol is doing? Because we will need to troubleshoot, right? So before that, we have learned yesterday, right? Let's put that train here. So from browser, the request will go to where, Nana? Local DNS. From local DNS to root name server. From root name server, request will go to top level domain. From top level domain to name server to SOI. Okay. After that, it will come to the browser again. From the browser, it will goes to again firewall. From firewall to load balancer. Load balancer to web server to app server to DB server. This is what we have discussed. Okay, so now let's talk about the protocol. So what is your favorite protocol? Which one? HTTP, right? So every day, morning to evening, what we'll do, we open the browser and we'll type HTTP, HTTP, HTTP. Day and night you use protocols. Day and night you use browser and you type URLs. But do you know what is HTTP? You know HTTP is a protocol. You know what is it? What does it do? Why we need that? Right? So regularly we use it, but we don't know the actually the logic behind it, right? So let us talk a little bit more on protocols today. Okay, Nana? Okay, so let's take the first one, HTTP. What's the full form of HTTP? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Tell me, what is the full form of HTTP? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Listen this carefully. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Okay. So, what is the HTTP port number? Okay. So, online, everyone, what is the HTTP port number? I got this person. So, Gopi Reddy said 8080. Not only Gopi Reddy here, as I told you yesterday, the port number of HTTP is 80. For that reason, you are all saying 80. But many of the people in real time also, in experienced people also, what they say is HTTP port number is 8080, they'll say. Have you heard about it? 8080, right? So they will say 8080. What is the logic behind it? Why they say 8080? So Nana, HTTP default port number is 80. What is that? HTTP default port number. What is that? Default port number is 80. Nana, HTTP not 443. Ashish, guys, what is the HTTP port number? Default port number. Louder. Which one? 80. You can write later. Just hold on. Huh? So HTTP default port number is 80. I'm saying default port number. What port number? Default. What is the meaning of default? If you don't do anything, that is default. By default, automatic, default. Correct? But if you want to be very specific, then you need to mention something else. But by default, it is 80. What is enough? By default, it is 80. So let me give an example now. Okay, so you open your browser, right? You open your browser. So here, how do you put the URL in the browser? Tell me. http:// This is how you put in your browser. This is how you put. Okay. What is let's postmortem this. What is HTTP here? Protocol. : is a delimiter. Google.com is what? Can we call it as host name? Or can you call it as domain name also? Yes. Domain name. And most of the people doesn't know here. Protocol : domain name. Domain name, right? At the end, there will be port number. What is that? At the end, there will be a port number. Do you know this? At the end, do we have port number? Yes or no? No. So at the end of every URL, at the end of every URL, there will be a port number. But do we put that port number in the browser? Do we put the port number in the browser? No, we don't put the port number in the browser because that port protocol will take the default port number. This protocol will take the default port number. Tell me, what is the protocol that you're using? HTTP. What is the default port number of HTTP? 80. So at the end, what will be there here? 80. But do we need to mention it? No need, because that is a default port number. That is a default port number. Now, https:// google.com. What is the protocol here? HTTP. Yes. What is the port number for HTTPS? 443. Do I need to mention 443 at the end of the URL? Not required, because HTTP default port number is 443. I'll give an example here. See, I open a browser. Chitty, tell me, huh? http:// Google is working on HTTP or HTTPS? HTTP, yes. Everyone know that? Google is working on HTTPS, but I'm typing http:// google.com. Will this work? Will this work? Every day use Google, no? Every day use Google. This will work or not? Should I enter? Ready? Okay. See here. Worked or not? Yes. So the reason behind this is this one we'll learn little bit later. So Google, whenever you put HTTP, it will automatically redirect to HTTPS. It will automatically redirect to HTTPS. Tell me, big all website which is in the production environment, is it good to keep HTTP or HTTPS in your real time? HTTP, yes. What we need to put, Nana? HTTP, yes. So without HTTPS, will you access the website? No, it is dangerous. It is dangerous. So we always go with the HTTPS. That's why Google is working on which protocol? HTTPS. Okay, now tell me. https:// google.com. Nana, I'm putting any port number here at the end of the URL. I'm not putting it. So what is the protocol that I'm using here? HTTPS, louder. HTTPS. What is the default port number of HTTPS? Should I put 443 here? Will this work? Will this work or not? Yes, it will work. I told you, HTTPS default port number is 443. Whether you put or don't put, it will work. Again, I'm kidding. See, what is the protocol that we are using? What is the protocol we are using? HTTPS. What is the port number for protocol HTTPS? 443. So at the end of the URL, whether you put 443 or if you don't put 443 also, it is the same or different? Same. Because HTTPS default port number is 443. So this will work or not? As per the logic, it should work. Let's see. Boom. Worked. Yes or no? Okay, now one more time. So here, google.com. At the column, I'll put 143. Will this work? Will this work? HTTPS port number is what? 443. You are putting something else there. So will this work or not? HTTPS port number is 443. If you put something else, will it work or not? It will not work. It will not work. If I put enter, because Google is working on default port numbers. If it is HTTP, 80. HTTPS, 443. Nothing else. And you tell me, Chite, you tell me, are you interested to put any port number at the end of the URL? No. Very important question. See, are you interested to put any port number at the end of the URL? No one is interested. If Facebook, if Facebook tell you facebook.com:22443, put it. Will you put it? Everyone is just interested with facebook.com. That's it. Remember, for the customer, you and me, we should not put any port number at the end of the URL. It should be always default port number. It should be always default port. What is the default port number for HTTPS? 443. What is the default port number for HTTP? 80. For customers, it should be either 443 or 80. That's it. I don't want to put any other number there. If you put any other number there, it will work or not? It will not work. And no one is interested also to put the number at the end of the URL. You got the logic. So if you are the guy who is developing the application or hosting, managing the application to your customers, you should give just a good name. Let's say boom.com. Boom, boom, huh? Not that boom, boom, right? Boom.com. So if you use boom.com, customers will use it. If you tell Babu use boom.com, colon 143323. We put phone number there. Will that work? Anyone is interested? No one is interested. For that reason, for customers, it should be always default port number. For customers, it should be always default port number. What are those default port numbers? 80 and 443. For HTTP, what is the port number? 80. For HTTPS, what is the port number? 443. You got this point? Any questions here? You understood everyone? If you don't understood, please raise your hand. If it's online also, just let me know. Okay. So now I'm coming back to here. Emma. I'll come. We have this class. We have this topic today. So here for customer, it should be always what port numbers? 80 and 443. Now, on the browser, these are only two major protocols that we use from the browser. From the browser, what are the two protocols that we use mainly? HTTP, HTTPS. Which one is secure? HTTPS is secure. Which one is not secure? HTTP. So what is the port number for HTTP? 80. HTTPS 443. Default port numbers or not? Yes. Is it clear till here, everyone? I'll give one small real-time scenario and you tell me now. So this is the server. And it has an IP address of 192.168.10.20, for example. And what I did was I have deployed one application onto this server. Have you heard about Tomcat? Tomcat is one of the, you consider as an application server. It's a Tomcat is like a, where Tomcat holds the websites. Okay. And this Tomcat is working on 8080. On what your application is working on? 8080. So your application is working on which protocol? 8080. Your application is working on which protocol? Is 8080. Okay, now I want to access the application. So I'll put the URLs like this. http://192.168.10. Think and answer, Nana. Huh? So if I want to access the application, tell me which one is the correct answer. First, second, third. Huh? Tell me. I am getting few people are saying, some people are like, so you're just silent. Huh? Okay. So people are saying 1 and 3, 3, 2. Okay, let's put the logics now. Okay. First question. Is there any difference between first and third? Very good. Is there any difference between first and third? Whether you put to 80 or don't put to, both are same or different? So 1 and 3 both are same. Okay. So your application is working on what port number? So if you want to access your application, you should put the port number or not? So what is the correct answer? First, second, third? Second one is the right answer. Which one? Second. Because your application is working on what port number? 8080. Guys, your application is working on 8080. For that reason, this is the right answer. Now you can ask. Sir, just now you told there should not be any port numbers at the end of the URL. But why we need to keep the numbers now? Right? So now, remember yesterday we have discussed about load balancer. Okay, so sure. So see here now. I'll give you a real-time scenario. So let's say this is 2 servers. Now, first of all, okay. Now, when I draw the diagram like this, what is this? Excellent. What is that? Load balancer. Load balance is distributing the traffic to the servers. So I call LB. See here. See the logic. Logics are important. So this is an application here, and this is an application here. And application is working on 8080, and this application. If first server goes down, I have the second server. Now you tell me, Nana. Yesterday we have learned, if I want to access the application, do I need to access the application using the IP address of this server? Yes or no? So this is the IP address here. Let's say 192.168.10.20. This one is 21. Tell me, should I use the application like this? http:///index. Is it good to use the application like this? Yes or no? Answer is no, because no one is interested to access the application with the IP address. So if you are here, can you access directly this guy? Can you access directly that guy? No. You should be accessing whom? Excellent. You should be accessing whom, Nana? Load balancer. Will you access directly here like this? Not good. So for that reason, okay, now let's say this our application is http://boom.com. So this is the URL that customers are accessing it. This is the URL customer accessing. Tell me, do I need to put any number at the end of this URL like this? Anyone is interested? Our application is working on which port number? 8080. Do I need to put 8080 here like this? Yes or no? No, no one is interested. I want only boom.com. But your application is working on 8080. But how does the customer will use the application with port number 80, not 8080? How? So guys, the port number you should not put any port number in the URL. So this URL will come with 80, and this load balancer will convert that to 8080. Load balancer is like a traffic police. What he'll do? Arey bhai, all come with 80, and the load balancer will take and convert that to 8080 and give it to the application server. And application server working on which port number? 8080 only. So it will reply back to the load balancer with 8080, and load balancer will send the request back to 80. You're getting it, the point. You're getting the point. These are all very important if you want to be a future engineers. Right? We will be, Divya, we will be configuring. So if you're asking, sir, how does a load balancer know the port number? We will configure. Without configuration, how does load balancer will know? If I say, hey, load balancer, do it. Does it do it? No, you need to do the configuration. All these things we'll learn. Okay, so now tell me, first one, second one, third one, which one is correct? Second one is the correct, because your application is working on port 8080. But is it recommended to give this URL to the customer? No. What you need to implement? Load balancer you need to implement. What you implement? Load balancer. If you use the load balancer, so use a nice name called boom.com. And for the boom.com, will you put the port number at the end of the URL? No. So load balancer will convert from 8080 to 8080 and reverse back 8080 to 80. So is it clear enough here? So can we say that, can you customize your port number on the application level? Yes. But remember, for customer, it should be always, for customer point of view, the port number should be always the default port number. Which one? 80 and 443. Correct. That's what I said. That's what I said, Rakshita. So this URL, will you give it to the customer? Yes or no? Will you give this URL to the customer? Yes or no? Louder. You have to be very confident. Yes or no? No. 100% no. For that reason, what we need to create? Load balance. See here, Nana. Do you give this URL to the customer with this IP address? No. Will you give like this? No. What you need to create here? Load balancer you need to get. You need to give the load balancer name to the customer. What is the load balancer name here? Boom.com. So for customer point of view, it should be always a default port number. If customer is using HTTP, default port number is 80. If customer is using HTTPS, default port number is 443. And if your application is working on something else, different port number, with the IP address, if you want to access, you need to put the port number there. But from customer point of view, it should be always default port numbers. Is this clear till here, everyone? Don't worry. This is just, Nana, whatever I'm talking all these days, these are all teasers. What is that? These are all teasers only. Trailers is there. Picture abhi. Baki hai those. We have so many things coming. But what I'm doing now here is I'm just trying to put you in the track slowly. Okay. So if you don't understand any of the topic or also, don't worry. All the topics will get repeated in coming days. But I'm talking about the basics first. Okay, Nana? So is this clear till here, everyone? Online, is this clear, Nana? Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, yes. So can we say that, Nana, you can customize the port number at application level? Yes, 8080. But for customer, it should be default. What are those default port numbers? 80 and fantastic. That's it. So online, Nana, is this clear, Chitty? Can put CC and non-IT guys put NCC if you understand. CC and NCC. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so now, sir, we know HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Can you say that? Hypertext Transfer Protocol. What is this? Transfer. What is that? Transfer. What is this transfer? What does this HTTP exactly do? Let's see. So you have this is the client and this is the server. Okay. So this is client and this is the server. Nana, I open the browser. Chitty, here I open the browser and I type google.com. Google.com. When I type google.com, where does it go? It go to the server or not? From here, it will go to the server or not? And server will respond back to the client. That is thing we have learned, client server architecture, right? Okay. Now, from your browser, you open the browser and type google.com. Who is the guy who will be taking all your data from your client to server? There should be someone, no? Nana, you open the laptop and you type google.com, simple. Google page is coming. Who is the guy who will be taking the data all the way from your browser? You'll go to the server and go all the way coming to here. And this guy, you know who is that guy? HTTP. Who is that guy? So HTTP is a guy will take all the requests from your client. It will go all the way in the network and give it to the server, collect the data, and it'll come back to the client. So HTTP, see, I'm telling you the definition of HTTP. HTTP transfers the data to and fro from the client to the server and server to the client. Agree? This is the job of HTTP. Do you understand the job of HTTP? Whatever you put in the browser, it will collect, it will take to the server and it will collect the data from the server and give back to the client. So HTTP transfers the data to and fro from the browser to the server and server to the browser. Agree? So this is the job of HTTP. And they both should be inside the network or not? 100% they both should be in the network. I'll write here. HTTP transfers the data to and fro from the browser to server. Do you all understand? Do you all understand, guys? So what is HTTP? What is the definition of HTTP? Tell me. HTTP transfers the data to and fro from browser to server, server to browser. Who is the guy who will be transferring the data? HTTP. That is why hypertext transfer protocol. What it is transferring? Data. What is transferring? Data. You understand what is HTTP now? So HTTP transfers the data to and fro from your client to server and server to the client. Clear? Okay. Now, interesting thing here is, I'll tell you one number and you tell me what is that. Definitely, I'm sure you will tell. 404. Instead of error, there is one more thing. What not found? That we know, right? If you want to go that website, this website, if you click on it, it'll say page not found. Yes or no? 404, page not found. So till now, we just know page not found. But do you know the logic behind it? I'll tell you very easily. See here. Nana, here in your browser, you are typing, let's say, google.com/hello. Is there any page called hello? No page, no. Let's say you are accessing something like this. So who is the guy who will be taking from your browser to the server? HTTP. So it will go all the way to the server. And then HTTP will ask, Nana, HTTP will ask, Are wo server? Are wo Google server? Give me the page called hello. Server will say, just a second, please. So he'll check everything in the directory. Hello. There is no page called hello. HTTP will say, I don't know, Ray. Some client is asking for hello. Unda leda. Do you have or not? Hai ki nahi? Server will say, Arey, I don't have. I don't have the page called hello. No problem. Whatever you tell, I'll tell to customer. Tell me. So server will say, page not found. Page not found. So HTTP will take, no problem. Give me that information. So HTTP will take that information. He'll come all the way to the browser and say, page not found. So when page is not there on the server, then you will get the page not found. You're getting it, right? So now, but sir, what is that number 404? So we have something called status codes. What is that, Nana? By these numbers, you can easily identify what is the problem. Let's say all of a sudden you'll get 404. What is the problem? Page not found. Page not found. And what are the errors that you found? Tell me. What are the other status codes that you know? Sometimes you will get 500 also. Internal server error. Yes or no? When you're booking sometime Tatkal tickets, what is the error that you get? Timeouts you will get, no? Gateway timeout, right? So all these are all. So there is something called 500, which is internal server error. So with this, okay, we have 503. Have you seen this? Service unavailable? At the midnight 12 o'clock, you are accessing bank websites. Bank websites, right? So when you open the bank websites, all of a sudden, what do you get? Service unavailable. That meaning, what is the status code for it? 503. So whenever you get this status code, once you are being experienced guy, by seeing this number called 503 service unavailable. That meaning my service is down on the server. Let's go and check. This is how you need to come up. And your customer says, Arey, I'm accessing your website. I'm getting page not found. Okay. As an experienced guy, this is how you need to think. Okay, you're getting page not found. Oh, that meaning he's accessing something that is not there in my server. Tell me what are you accessing? He's accessing boom.com/baby. Who tell to use /baby? Don't use, no, there is no page called baby. Use only boom.com. So this is how you need to respond to the customers. So you need to know the logic and you need to know the troubleshooting skills are very important. So by seeing this kind of errors or by seeing this kind of status codes, you can easily solve the issues. Okay, so now we have so many, not only these three, Nana, you have so many things. Unauthorized errors are there, right? Sometimes you'll get 401. 401 is unauthorized. If someone is putting, let's say, for example, if someone putting wrong username password multiple times, what is the error that you will give in the backend? 401, unauthorized. 401, unauthorized. You're getting it? So now, so if page not found 400, internal server 500 error, service unavailable 50, all these things errors you are getting. But if page found, there should be some status code, no? If you're typing google.com/images, if you're typing google.com/images, we have the page called images. Do we have the page called images or not? Yes. If page is found, HTTP, this we'll get the status code that is called 200. What is the status code? That is a certification question. Ibrahim, 504, bad gateway. So bad gateway, you will get it when the service is not available in the backend. So that meaning if the website is down or if website application is completely not there, then you will get this kind of errors. So page found, success. Now, this is a certification question. If someone asks you, what is the HTTP status code for page found? Louder. 200. Simple. Understood? If page is found, do we need to worry about it? No, right? If page is not working only, you will try to do all the stuff, errors and all. If page found, no one cares. But what is the status code? 200. Nana, is this clear till here slowly? Getting it? Online? Okay. So now she asked, sir, what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? So the major and main difference, I'll tell you in a very nice way. See. Now, for example, now all the data in the network will be passed through how? Using data packets only or not? Yes or no? So if you want to from your browser to server, if you are accessing some data, all the data in the network will be passing in the form of what packets? Data packets. What packets? Data packets. Okay. Assume, let's say for example, assume I want to take some person. Tell me your name. Black shirt. Ratna Babu. Okay. I'll say Ratna or I'll say Babu. Okay. So we have here Ratna. Okay. What Ratna did was he opened a website. He opened a website and he saw a nice, what are those? Where you can purchase, something like Flipkart, like Amazon. You have so many phones. Let's say phone, right? He opened a website and then he want to purchase a phone, right? And he clicked, right? And then he has given all his credit card details, username, password, everything, CVV number, everything he has given. All the information will be collected by whom? Which protocol? HTTP. Very good. Which protocol? HTTP. So that entire information is collected by which protocol? HTTP. In the form of what packets? Data packets. Now from the browser, HTTP has collected entire Okay, I'm there. Okay, got it. Can you hear me now? Okay, good. So there was some disturbance. Screen sharing is stopped. I know. When I use this word called hacker, they'll get disturbed. What is this whiteboard? That's okay, cool. Nana, can you please confirm online? Can you see my screen? Perfect. So I was talking that Ratna, what he did was he has given all the information in the browser. All the data is traveling in the network in the form of what? Data packets. I'm repeating, Ashish, in the form of data. So when the data packet is traveling aramse in the network, one guy stopped. Who is that guy? Hacker. Who is that guy? Hacker. So hacker stopped the packet. Hey, packet, hold on. Packet is very innocent. Packet said, what do you want? Huh? So, and then the hacker will say, open the packet. Hey, open the packet. That is how hacker will ask. Will he say, packet, please open the packet? Will he say like this? No, he will be very forceful, right? So open the packet. So packet got scared and then packet will get opened. When packet is opened, all the information that Ratna Babu has given, credit card number, username, password, CVV number, everything will be clearly visible inside the packet. Because HTTP is using, no, which protocol is using? HTTP. All the data is transferred in the plain text, that meaning clear text. Whatever you're giving, everything will be same to same in the packet. If you're giving the username, password, CVV number, everything will clearly visible. What the hacker will do now? Aram say will take it. He will take the note, the credit card number, CVV number, that number, and he'll do all kind of jintak there. Safe, secure or not? HTTP is secure or not secure? Why? Because the data is transferred in the plain text. The data is transferred in the plain text. That's a problem with the HTTP. What does the packet contain, Anna? For example, I'm writing here data packet. So what does the packet contain here? Data packet contain from where it is coming, source, yes or no, IP address. And then from where it is going, what is the protocol it is using? What's the port number is using? What's the data? Is it secure or not? Secure, huh? Not secure. That is the problem with HTTP. So now, let's take HTTPS. What is it, Nana? HTTPS works on which port number? 443. Very good. So now, let's say, for example, the website that you are using is not HTTP. Now it is HTTPS. Now you open the website, HTTPS website, and then you purchase the phone and you have given all the details. Now the same way the data package traveling in the network, aramse. Now the same person came. Who is that? Hacker came and he'll say, hey packet, wait. Now packet has something very power, like he's not scared. What? Open the packet. Chusko. See, so once the packet is open, the packet is not at all scared, because once the packet got opened, the hacker, he cannot able to see the data. Everything is encrypted. Everything is encrypted. It is not in the plain text. Everything is encrypted, where he cannot understand that language completely. That will be some junk, X, Y, something random thing will be there. So the packet is encrypted. What is the word that you should use here? Encrypted. So if you use HTTPS, So all the data you are transferring in the network, it is encrypted. That is why, which one is secure? HTTP or HTTPS? So remember from now onwards, if at all you want to purchase or access anything in the network, the first thing that you need to check is HTTP or HTTPS website. How do you get to know? Open, go here, just type Google. Do you see this lock symbol here? No, do you see the lock symbol here? So that should be there. The lock symbol should be there. If it is locked, then your website is secure. And if there is no lock and clearly it says not secure, and you should not proceed it. Doesn't matter for whichever big website also it is. If it is a big website, 100% that will be HTTPS. If it is fall to fraud websites, it should be on HTTP. Don't do it. Okay. Correct, Ashok Babu. Nana, is this clear? So HTTPS meaning encrypted. Which one, Nana? Encrypted. So for the HTTPS, we call it as certificates. What do we call? Certificates. So we need to purchase the certificates for this HTTPS. We need to purchase the certificates. So from where do you purchase the certificates? Anyone? Where do we purchase the HTTPS certificates? Have you heard about GoDaddy? Come Mummy? No, come Mummy, only GoDaddy, right? So we have GoDaddy, CA, HostGator. There are so many other third-party websites are there where you need to go and purchase the certificates, take the certificates and implement it on your application. So if you implement an application, your application will be safe. So what we need to purchase now for HTTPS? Certificates. What we need to purchase? Certificates. Now finally tell me, HTTP is secure or not secure? HTTPS is secure or not secure? Secure. Is it clear? Everyone? No, for you also clear? Everyone understood the difference? So which one you should vote for? HTTP or HTTPS? Fantastic. Okay. See how important things that we are learning, right? So without, I'm saying, without these things, you cannot move further. These things should be cleared first, where no one will tell all these things. Tell me, experienced people, can anyone tell all these things? No one, right? So you see the online people, how they're responding? So like this also, you will not get it in internet also. In YouTube also, you will not get it for sure. Because someone who is experienced, who can collect all the information in one shot, relate it, and teaching is something completely different, right? Very good. Now, in what cases HTTP we need to use? Very good question. Sir, all the time we need to use HTTPS. Why, when we do use HTTP? Nana, which is, let's say HTTPS you need to use when you are giving it to public. When you are exposing to public, then you need to use HTTP. If it is in your company, in your team, in you, then go with HTTP. Like for testing purpose, go for HTTP. For real-time production environment, you need to go for HTTPS. Okay, so now I'll also remove one more myth that people always think about. Have you heard about this? Of course, you need to pay. Ibrahim, Nana, certificates that you need to purchase, you need to pay that and then get it. So we have that concept, we learn, don't worry. Have you heard about this, experienced people? HTTP over TCP IP? At least heard? In your BTech, okay. So many people, in a BTech, in your companies also, many people, what they do is, they'll say this, HTTP over TCP IP. Arey, what is this? If you learn, if you know the word HTTP or TCP IP, is that sufficient? No. Let us see the logic behind it again. See, what is TCP, Nana? Sorry. Transmission Control Protocol. What is TCP? Louder. Transmission Control Protocol. I'll tell you, I'll take a real-time example. See. Nana, can I say this is two host machines? We can call it also server, or we can call it also host machine also. Doesn't matter. Can I call it as host machine? Yes. So this is on host. Every host machine or every server will have its own IP address or not? 100%. They need to have the IP address. Let's say, guys, see here carefully. If this host machine wants to connect to this host machine, if this host 1 wants to talk to host machine 2, first of all, there should be one person who should be establishing the connection between the two hosts. Right? So I want to talk to that guy. Asif. I don't know him. How I'll introduce? Shake hand. So I'll shake hand him first. Right? So I'm establishing the connection to him first. So he'll also should be establish the connection to me also. So once the connection is established, then we can communicate with each other. Yes or no? So who is the guy who will be establishing the connection between the two hosts? TCP. Who is that guy? TCP. So TCP is the guy who will be establishing the connection. So Nana, from the two servers, if TCP establishes the connection, then data can be transferred. Who is the guy who will be transferring the data? Excellent. Which one? HTTP. So all your HTTP, HTTPS, everyone will be flowing on the TCP. That is why people call this HTTP over TCP and IP. That is the reason. So if HTTP wants to travel from one place to another place, definitely TCP should establish the connection. And then if two connection will be established with the IP address only, no? So for that reason, HTTP over TCP IP. Let me give one more example here. We are in Amirpet, yes or no? We are in Amirpet. Do you know Miapur? Nana, if you want to move, if you want to go from Amirpet to Miapur, how do you go? Let's say metro. You'll go by metro. So if metro wants to travel, what you need to have? You need to have a track. So the track is the guy who will be establishing the connection between Amirpet to Miapur. Track, that is TCP. On the track, who is traveling? Train is traveling on the track. Train is HTTP. Who is there inside the train? Passengers. Data is nothing but passengers. So if you want to travel from one place to another place, TCP should be there. On top of it, HTTP will carry all the data to and fro. Now you understand clearly? Very good. So HTTP is like a track. So TCP is a train. Now can we say TCP establish the connection between two hosts? Yes or no? Yes. Can we say TCP is like a bridge or messenger? There is also one of the brother of TCP. Who is that? UDP. Which one? UDP. Right? So which one is reliable? Na? TCP is reliable. UDP is not reliable. We no need to talk about UDP, but which one you should use always? TCP or UDP? TCP. UDP meaning user datagram protocol. Actually not required. Getting it? Is it clear? We are talking about only one paint. Okay. Is it clear? So what is TCP, Nana? TCP establish the connection between the two hosts. Is it clear? So now see here. I'm putting one topic here. Tell me, where did you heard this topic at least, huh? OSI layers. What are those? OSI layers. Have you heard in your BTech or in your academics? Yes or no? Tell me honestly. In your academics, in your subject, have. And 100% in BTech, I'm saying This is a pakka public question. I mean, the paper question. And definitely what you did was you by-hearted it and you have vomited on the paper. Yes or no? Yes or no? Can you tell me really? Do you know here, guys? Do you know what is OSLS? You know that how many layers are there? 7. We know there are 7 layers. And if you revise also, you'll tell what are those 7 layers. But do you know what are those exactly? What they do? I'll tell this in the easiest format, and then you will remove that myth from your college days now. Okay, I'll tell you in a very simple format. See now. And you know what? This OSLS we regularly use, daily we'll use it. This OSLS regular daily we'll use it, but we don't know. Let's say, for example, no. I have this one host. Host 1, host 2. See here, a very important topic. Host 1 and then host 2. Okay, to make you a little bit interesting, I'll say this. Host 1 is boy. Host 2 is girl. Okay, now tell me. This boy and this girl, they are in the bus stop. Okay, you see a nice girl in the bus stop. Boys, I'm talking about you, okay? You saw a nice girl in the bus stop. I'm complimenting. There's nothing wrong, right? So you saw a nice girl in the bus stop and you want to talk to the girl. That is your agenda. How do you do it? How do you start? Aha. You don't know, huh? Huh? But tell me. Okay, so let's do one thing. Smile. Very good. Okay, first of all, I'll come to the point. Okay, see now we have boy and we have girl in the bus stop. Yes or no? Okay, good. Now, first of all, if they want to communicate with each other, they need to physically present. No, they need to physical. I want to say hi to Asif here. We need to physically present. No, in front of us. So we need to physically present first. All right. We need to physically present. Okay. So now physically present. Boy is there, girl is there. Now tell me, you have a laptop, no? From your laptop, if you want to send the data, how do you send? You have a data link or not? Ethernet card. LAN cable is there, no? Through that, we are sending the data. And here also, if you want to say, if you want to communicate to the girl, how do you communicate? You will say hi. You will say with hand, smile. What else? Antena? Are tell me, macha. Eyebrows. Okay, eyebrows. Okay, eyebrows. Like this you say. Okay. So he'll think that you got pits. Right? Okay. So eyes to eyes, me too. Okay. So eye to eye contact. వీలైతే 4 మాటలు కుదిరితే కబుక. Okay. So these are all like scene movie type. Okay. So for else, good. So what we need to is, first of all, in order to communicate, you need to have some medium. No, if you want to say hi, you need to have hand. Or if you say eyebrows, if you want to communicate with eyebrows, you need to have eyebrows. Yes or no? If if you don't if you don't have eyebrows, how do you communicate? Yes or no? You need to have teeth in order to smile. If you don't have teeth, no. So there should be some medium to represent, right? So that is called, there should be some link to send the data, right? So that is why here we have something called data link to send the data, to send the data. Okay, now, okay, you have choose your hand or you have choose your eyebrows. So you went to that girl and say ding 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 like this. So in order to say hi to her, you both should be in the same bus stop or different bus stop. Same only. What questions are you asking? Right? You have to be in the same desktop, same bus stop, or other different. Same. So that meaning they both should be in the same network or not? Yes or no? Yes, definitely they both should be in the network. Okay, same network. Okay. Now, boy is ready, girl is ready, eyebrow is ready, right? Everything is ready. But you don't have that much dare to go and talk. In this, we have our nasty friend with us. Yes or no? What do you say? Arey mama, go and talk na. Go and talk about me na. Yes or no? Yes. So let's be very practical, right? So what we do, we'll tell our friend to establish the connection between both of us. And here, who is the guy who will be establishing the connection between the two hosts? TCP, no? So yes. So here we have the TCP. So can we say TCP is like a friend? Yes. So this is a guy friend who will be establishing the connection. He transports the data from you to, you'll say, Arey, tell me about myself, Ray. I'm that and this. Okay. And by the way, guys, the job of TCP is to establish the connection between the boy and girl. So don't use TCP friend. Don't use UDP friend. TCP is reliable. UDP is not reliable. If you send UDP friend, he will not get to you. He will take him. He will take her automatically from there to there. He'll take. So which is TCP is good or UDP is good? TCP is good all the time. So now connection is established. Nana, once the connection is established between the girl and boy and girl, what do we do with the friend? We'll keep the friend next to us. Is it? Arey, your job is done. Go, Ray. Go. Get lost. Get lost. Right? So once the connection has been established, then once the connection is established, a private session will be established between the boy and girl. Because connection established, no? Once the connection established, do we need to have the friend? No friend. So they will talk personally now. Session will establish. Once the session is established, kya hai bhai? Once the private session is established, and he will be giving all kind of presentations he'll give, right? And then he will take, they go to their both of the houses, right? And everything will be exchanged. So now how many layers are there? 7 layers. So these are the 7 layers. Have you learned this topic like this in your college days? No, sir. If you are there in our college days, till now we will be like IPS, IAS. Huh? Good. So you understand the logic here now? So Nana, if any client and server wants to talk to each other, they need to follow these OSI layers. Without these OSI layers, there is nothing. So do you see here? TCP will come under transport layer or not? Right? So in presentation layer, SSH will come. Here, your HTTP, HTTPS will come. In network layer, they both should be in the same network, right? IP address will come here. So like this, there might be an interview questions. Like they will ask, IP address will come under which OSL layer? IP address will come under which OSL layer? They will ask like this. So SSH will come under presentation layer. Secure shell. So what is the protocol to connect to the Linux machines? SSH. So SSH, what is the full form of SSH? Secure shell. Very good. Nana, is this clear? You understand? Excellent. OSI full form not required. What is OSI full form? Open system integration, right? Yeah, not required. Very nice. Nana, any questions? You understand today's topic? Super. And don't leave the class until I say. Tomorrow, we are entering into the cloud. We are entering into the cloud. So guys, tomorrow will be very super interesting session. So I would say that you should not miss the class tomorrow because the hero will get introduced. right? So guys, we need to know, see, I don't directly hit the cloud. You all have this question, sir, why we are using cloud? What was there? Why, what was there before? What is this? Who is using? What is, everything will get cleared. Only thing is don't miss the class. So if you miss the basics, little bit, not good. Okay. Don't miss the class. Super. Any questions, Nana? Can we give this example to the interviewer? Yes, you can give. Yeah, sir, AWS different and DevOps is different. Of course, AWS is different and DevOps is different. So first you need to you need to learn AWS and then DevOps. So if you are already learning DevOps, no issues. Go with AWS also. But as I said, first go with AWS, then DevOps, because DevOps is nothing but operations that you need to do. Where you will be doing the operations? In AWS. AWS is giving the entire infrastructure, right? So AWS is like a big home. Setting up the furnitures is nothing but DevOps people work, right? So any programming language, in this coaching, you give AWS and DevOps or only. So as we need, no, we no need to have any programming languages, not required. As I said, guys, no prerequisites is required. Till now we have learned, right? Do you need any prerequisites? Do you need to know anything before? No, not required. You will get Azam tomorrow. You will get the links. Could you please tell the need of certificates in HTTPS? So HTTPS meaning is, HTTP is just a protocol. To implement HTTPS, we need to purchase certificates, Bhumika. So we will talk about that also later again. Don't worry. Linux required. Those who have opted my classes, Linux is free for you. So go with the AWS, and once the Linux class started, you can parallelly attend, which is free for you. Okay. Difference between TCP UDP, reliable and not reliable, Padma. So in Telugu, what do you call? Reliable, not reliable. You can believe TCP, you don't believe UDP. So it is just like this, Nana. So let's say, for example, Namakam, correct. Right. Yeah. Sir, at OS level, what is the port? Not required. There is no OS level port. On OS level port, depend upon the application, Rupali. Will experience guys will help in resume building in the course? Of course, yes, we'll help on all those things. Is AWS account request to us? Yes, we'll be setting up AWS account also. Guys, leave it on me, everything, okay? So as I said, come with plain empty mind. I'll inject in your brains. That's it, simple as that. Don't think, do I need to learn that? So I need to learn this, sir, I need to do that. No, nothing. Keep the mind, first of all, AWS, that's it. So come here every day, 1.5 hours, we'll kick it. Don't worry. We'll talk about all these things. Okay, great. So Linux will also taught by you? No. So Linux, you have a separate class, but whatever is required, let's say, for example, in AWS, we'll use Linux machines also. But if you are using any commands, I'll teach those commands. But if you need to have a full-fledged Linux, you need to learn from other trainer, which is free for you. Complete AWS you are teaching. Meaning? Complete AWS. Yes, I will be teaching complete AWS. Yes. Sir, load balancer and DNS, what is the difference? Load balancer, which distribute the traffic, DNS, which keep the track of host name and IP address. Pawan. Every day class start 9 a.m. exactly. Yes, 9 or 9:05. As we are in the demo classes, that's the reason why I'm allowing all the offline students. Offline students, can you please come on time from tomorrow? Okay. Azure or AWS important. Ashish, please check the first link, recording link. So let me ask others. You will get flood of messages now. So guys, who is number one, AWS or Azure? Do you see that? So everywhere it is AWS, Nana. Everywhere it is AWS. If anyone say also, don't listen, because I'm in industry, right? So yeah. Saurabh, yes, 100% you can. Sir, Pratibha, can you please put your doubt again, please? No, we'll talk about that, Pavan, later. In this teaching, you are giving AWS and DevOps or only AWS, Priya Verma. Nana, AWS, DevOps, don't mix it. Both are completely different. So you need to learn AWS separately, DevOps separately. Once you learn DevOps, then you can implement on AWS. Both are different. In AWS, we don't teach DevOps. In DevOps, they'll just try to, they don't teach AWS in perfect. No. So first option, AWS, then go for the DevOps. So Pratibha, I have 8 years of experience in order. Yes, please complete your question. So guys, those are all the 3 days links. You can copy those. I want to switch my career in AWS practitioner. Ashish, practitioner is very small certification. We'll aim greater than that, Ashish. So we'll aim for solution. Which is the certification that we aim for? Solution architect. Pratibha, please put your question. So if you have 8 years of non-IT background, so guys, if you are completely non-IT background experience, you know how you can handle the experience. But the only thing is, if you want to move it to IT side, you need to have a technology with you, right? So you need to have a technology. Which is a technology the best now to have with you? AWS. So because will you learn Java? Will you learn some other .NET, that and this? So those are all required coding skills and all. But here AWS is number one in the market, doesn't require much coding. But if you want to have a nice career, if you attach one Python scripting with you, that is super good as a package. So for entire life, entire career, AWS, cloud technology, DevOps is a method, and then Python for automation. These 3 are superb, including Linux. This is the package. This is how your career should be. Okay, Nana? I am .NET developer having, I want to say, yes, you can, Ashish. Kitne months mein hoga course complete? So 55 to 60 days. It will be good if the recordings are provided in YouTube. In YouTube, no, I don't have YouTube channel. So you will get it recordings here only. Pratibha, I hope I have answered your question. Can we give me your number? I want to talk separately. So you can mail me. I cannot share my number publicly, right? So because just imagine how many batches, how many people have completed till now. 4,000, 5,000 students. If they start calling me, Gaya. This, can we go with the combination AWS? Of course, Soumya, you can go for it. So in order to use Terraform, you need to use DevOps also. No, Terraform is one of the infrastructure as a code tool. This course will help in creating AWS developer certification or solution or professional certification. Nidhi will going with solution architect. So no one will teach professional. I told you already difference between associate and professional. Associate is just like a professional is like a highest level. No one will ask you the professional. They'll ask only associate. So concentrate on associate. If you complete the associate certification training, then developer 70% will also get involved into this course. So no one will teach you separately developer, sysop or professional. No one will teach like this. So because Nana, all the concepts are same in all certifications. Only few services will be different. Okay. Pratibha, you can do, I said. Okay. So there is a, guys from admin, there is a message. We are going to change the link from Saturday. Please complete your payment before Saturday class. So guys, please complete all your formalities by then. And by the way, how are the classes going on for you? How are the classes? Your teaching, I like. Excellent. Okay, good, great. Superb. Fantastic. Very nice. Very nice. So no words. Very, I respect. Passion meets profession. Very good. So guys, as I said, Nana, teaching is my passion. Teaching is my passion. So that's the reason why you can see that, so, and also I am a real-time guy having a huge experience. I know what to do, what not to do. And also I'll be teaching from students' perspective, your perspective. How do you want to have the class? I know that. Because I was also one person who was sitting there and listening the classes, not AWS, right? Some other classes. right? So I know how to teach you. I know how to inject in your brains. So don't worry. As I say, give me a chance, take a chance. AWS will be in your brains. Okay. And thank you for the wonderful feedback, guys. And please complete all your formalities by then. Okay. Good. Can you give me the final CC for today, please? CC with smile. Yes, you will get Pawan. CC with smile. Smile is missing. Smile. Nana, email ID I'm sharing. riyazsheikh@ymail.com or riyazrsk@yahoo.com. So if you have any questions that you cannot ask here, you can mail me. I'll try to answer. Great. So that is all, guys. Tomorrow, don't miss the class. Tomorrow is very important class. Okay. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next beautiful, important topic. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow on time. Don't miss the class. Bye-bye.